Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So, obviously, it's a lot going on in the world when it comes to sports, especially with football. We got the World Cup happening, and I'm not too knowledgeable when it comes to the World Cup. So, I figured I would react to a complete beginner's guide to the World Cup. So, with that being said, we're smoking all my dragons, divine, righteous, almighty, greats, overachieving, never slacking. Original link will be in the description. Let's get to it. Here we go.
Every 4 years, the world gathers together for the biggest sporting event in the world, the World Cup.
I gotta say, even bigger than the Olympics? Even bigger than the Olympics. No wonder why people flying all over the world right now and just showing so much pride.
The world gathers together for the biggest sporting event in the world, the World Cup. Millions of people become fans overnight, following football or soccer for the very first time. If that's you, welcome to the club. Warning, there's a lot of heartbreak here. But since this is your first time, you might have a few questions about how the World Cup works. You see, the world of football can be broken down into two categories: club competitions and international competitions. Club competitions are what we see on TV most of the time, year-round. Your favorite soccer player might be from Egypt originally, but he currently plays in the English Premier League for Liverpool. Or more complexly, he may have been born in England to American parents, and now he lives in Germany playing in the Bundesliga for Dortmund. The teams Liverpool and Dortmund are the players' professional clubs. The player signs a contract, gets paid weekly paychecks, and spends most of the year with their club. You can almost think of it like their day job. But the big-name teams you may have heard of from around the world, the Barcelonas, the Real Madrids, AFC Richmond, these are not the teams that you will find in the World Cup. If a player is both lucky and talented, they may be asked to represent their country in international competitions. This means that while the player may play professionally for, say, Wrexham AFC in Wales, if they are English, they will play with the English national football team nicknamed the Three Lions. You can think of it like the Olympics, except instead of a bunch of sports you've never heard of, it's just one sport with two names, soccer or football. And like the Olympics, the World Cup happens only once every 4 years. But not every.
Yeah, so it's super big when people waiting every 4 years. A lot happens in a month, 6 months, let alone 4 years. So people be waiting on this. They be probably planning. There's probably people right now planning for the next World Cup already, thinking about what they're going to do and where they might want to visit.
Every country gets the opportunity to participate. That would be a very long tournament, and these players have day jobs back with their clubs, remember? Only 32 teams make it to the World Cup, although that is being increased to 48 teams for the 2026 World Cup. The process of deciding which teams get to participate is called qualification. The entire world is governed by 6 football confederations, each with their own unique and exciting acronym. CONCACAF governs North and Central America and the Caribbean. CONMEBOL governs South America. CAF governs Africa. AFC governs Asia and some of Oceania, notably Australia. OFC governs the rest of Oceania, and UEFA governs Europe. Each confederation is responsible for setting up their own qualification process, but broadly, you have to play a series of games within your confederation. The top teams from each of these 6 confederations then moves on to the World Cup. But as with most things in the world, each of these confederations are not created equal. And the confederations with the better teams are allotted more slots in the World Cup Finals tournament. For 2022, it looks like this. UEFA gets 13, CAF gets 5, AFC gets 4.5, plus the host nation of Qatar, CONMEBOL gets 4.5, CONCACAF gets 3.5, and OFC gets only a half. Add all those numbers up, and the total makes up 32 teams in the World Cup. Each of the half qualifications have to play one additional game against another half qualified team. The winner of those playoffs make the World Cup. After qualification, the next step is the draw that determines which team will play one another during the tournament.
This summer, the Cup is bigger than ever, and DraftKings has you covered wherever you live.
Each team is sorted into one of 4 pots by the country's ranking. So pot 1 is the most highly rated 7 teams plus the host. Pot 2 is the next 8 highest rated teams. Pot 3 is after that, and pot 4 has the lowest 5 teams that qualified, plus the teams that qualified through playoffs. The groups are then drawn, one team from each pot, to make one group of 4 teams. Each group is limited to...
Damn, the science to this is, it's pretty, it gets a little intricate here, right? Like, it's a lot going on.
Having no more than 2 teams from UEFA and only 1 team from each of the other potential confederations. Once every team is sorted into groups, the World Cup Finals tournament begins. The first stage of the tournament is called the group stage. In the 8 groups of 4 teams, the group stage features a round-robin style tournament where every team plays 3 games, one against each of the opposing teams in their group. 3 points are awarded for a win in the group stage, 1 point for a draw, and 0 points for a loss. The 2 teams from each group with the most points advance to the next stage. After the group stage comes the knockout round where teams play a single elimination tournament. The winner of each group plays the runner-up of another group. For example, the winner of Group A plays the runner-up from Group B, while the winner of Group B plays the runner-up of Group A, and so on. The 2 games from the same groups are placed on opposite ends of the bracket from one another, giving us our completed bracket. The tournament is then played out, winner of each game advancing. Each game is played, and at the end of 90 minutes, the winner advances further in the tournament. If the teams are tied after 90 minutes, an extra 30 minutes is played in extra time. If at that time the teams are still tied, the teams go to a penalty shootout. Each team lists their players in order of their preferred shot taker. Then the teams alternate 5 kicks from the penalty spot against the opposing team's goalkeeper. After these 5 shot attempts, the team with the most goals scored is the winner of the match. If after 5 attempts the teams are still tied, the penalty shootout enters sudden death. The teams continue to kick the ball for an additional round, 1 kick each, until one team scores and the other team misses. Finally, as these teams advance, we go from 16 teams to 8 teams called the quarterfinals, and from 8 teams to 4 teams called the semifinals. Finally, as we move from 4 teams to 2 teams, the losing teams of the 4 play in a match to determine 3rd place. The winning teams advance to the final. The winner of the final is the winning team for the entire World Cup, crowned the champion of the world for the next 4 years. After all is played, FIFA gives awards for the best players in the tournament. The big 3 awards are the Golden Ball, which is given to the best overall individual player of the tournament, the Golden Boot, which is awarded to the player that scores the most goals, and the Golden Gloves, which are awarded to the best goalkeeper for the tournament. Football is often called the most important, least important thing, and the World Cup is the least most important of all. Millions of football fans will hold their collective breath as their nation takes the field later this month. Football has the unique ability to bring divided countries together for a precious few weeks as we all share in the glory and the heartbreak. And while the result for your country may be suboptimal, take a moment during this magnificent event to take in the wonder of the modern world that is the World Cup. Thank you so much for watching. The World Cup is really unlike anything else in all of sports. If this is your first time watching it, I hope you enjoyed this beginner's guide. Please consider liking and subscribing so you don't miss the next video. Until then, Kung Fu Fighting, America.
Yeah, I didn't definitely didn't know about all that. Like I just know it's something big. I know it's big and it has to do with what we call in America soccer, and around the world they call football. I know it's like really, really massive event that people don't play about. But I had no idea like just the in and outs to it. It's a lot to it. And man, the way people are parading around right now, all through America, Europeans all through America, is it's actually cool to see. I haven't heard of any like fighting or any nonsense like that. So I guess that's what makes me like smile a bit. I've been seeing people come together a lot. But with that being said, original link in the description. If you enjoy this reaction, don't hesitate to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. And who are you rooting for? Let me know in the comments.